It's a little bit later, Campfire Friday. Let's make sure you guys can all hear me. So, as you guys are joining, Campfire Friday is all about, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to just drop a couple comments in here just so you guys can see it for StreamYard. All right. There's a little link. It's actually in the introduction, but also in it, you just give StreamYard permission. So you should see it in the comments right here. But this is how you give StreamYard permission. If you guys are joining, say hello or hashtag hello, where you're joining from. That's what we do here on Campfire Friday. And it really is about us coming together and let's see here. Okay, I'm assuming you can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. You know what? I haven't turned on the volume. I better check it out. Okay, you can hear me. Right on. Hello, Tina. We've got, if you guys missed Monday, Motivational Monday, we had Tina Hester on, and we were talking all about a word the Lord gave her, which was so powerful, the things to do. And one of the biggest ones was praying in your prayer language. So I know that's sometimes a hot topic, but hello, Michelle Martinez. Oh my goodness. I just saw that you had exciting things going on. It looked like the president was flying into your airport. So I loved seeing that. David Farwell. Hey, hey. Hi, David. So this is what, if you guys haven't given StreamYard permission, go ahead and give StreamYard permission. We are on episode 89. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. And I know somebody's probably going to say that they like my makeup. Here's a little trick. I actually am trying to get back into the swing of things of just giving some of my hacks and tricks and tips. So yesterday I actually shared a really cool thing that actually helped disappear this really big beauty, I don't know what you call it, age spot. I'm really not sure what exactly it was, but I've tried everything and it's lightened it before. And I tried this product, and it's a 7-day treatment, and I was kind of hesitant, and then I just used it and I didn't even realize the results it gave me. One day I was looking in the mirror, so I shared that little bit today. I shared over on Jody's Unique Adventure. If you guys want to go look, I went on there and I actually shared how to do my 5-minute makeup. So because you know what, life is just sometimes gets a lot. So, hi, hello, hello, hello. And so the topic today is all around, I said, join us around the virtual campfire. It's really about Campfire Fridays came around just really because, sometimes we just need that time to gather, kind of campfire chat. So you guys are all part of the chat. So make sure that you're saying hello or hashtag hello and where you're joining from, because it's not just about me, it's really about community and getting to know each other. So we love to say hello to everyone. So if you're jumping on, let us know. Let us know what the weather is, grab your favorite beverage whenever you're watching this, even if you're watching it on replay. Um, which I know we have a lot of people that do. So, you know what? Sometimes I named the topic. I said, what do you do in the waiting? Maybe you're waiting in between. We're waiting for the next thing. We're waiting. What do you do? It could be waiting in different ways. Like I told you, I just decided, the Lord said, Jody, just grab your phone yesterday and go live and just share as you're putting on your this treatment, because I had one more treatment left of it that I've been holding on to forever, because just life and summer and harvest with our fruit trees and all the things. But um, I really do. So I did that. And then today I literally went on, you guys will laugh if you go over there. Because I'm probably going to have to go back in and crop it a little bit, because literally I went over there and I was squeaky again, and I jumped out and I went back in and it worked. So I just thought, well, I'm going to just do my quick 5-minute look. You know, it's not perfect, but it definitely makes you awake and gives you a little bright eyes. So I always love to share people hacks that I've learned. So that was, but it's just doing it. So I'm sharing this with you because it's been something up here that I feel like I keep putting on my to-do list and I don't get done. And so that's sometimes in the in-between, like giving yourself grace and knowing that God's going to get you to the perfect time with everything. So we've got the UK in the house. Right on. Great to have you. It's sunny here. Oh, that's super cool. And hey, David. Right on. Are you in San Diego still? And Allison, we've got Allison Louie. Hi, Allison. I'm going to try to give. Great to have you live. Sometimes I'm multitasking, guys. But what is, so let me know. So it's lovely in, whereabouts in the UK are you? Are you in England? Are you in Scotland? Are you in Wales? I have friends in all, we actually have people inside Camp Gambini from all of them. Hi, Cindy, how are you? All right, so everybody's coming in. If you're watching afterwards, you might want to scroll, but this is part of the fun as we jump on. Awesome, you're from England, Devon. Okay, England, Devon. And guys, if you, I dropped it in the comments, but I'll drop it again really quick. You can give StreamYard permission, and this way I can see your name, which I always love to see while you're live. But sometimes when I'm from my computer, I can grab my phone at the same time. So here it is. So good to see everyone. Where, let us know where you're joining from, and all right. Okay, but is anybody, that's my question. Who here, and let me know if you're watching later, I'd love to know. Do you kind of feel like you're in you're in between things? You're waiting on something, you know it's coming, it might feel weary. Um I'm really believing that a lot of us are moving to a new level. But what do you do when you wake up the next day and you know what? A little bit, all those little thoughts come in your head. Maybe I'm the only one. So if I'm the only one, let me know. Um, yeah, if I'm the only one, let me know. But what do we do when you're feeling that way? How is everybody feeling today? Are you feeling like, yes, I'm right where I'm supposed to be? Yes, right on target, which I have had years like that. I have had weeks like that. I have had months like that. I have had days like that. And I would say in this season that I'm in, I have um, moments and days. Right now, it does not feel like I've had a week or kind of like months where it's like, okay, we're flowing, we're going. But I also know when I've been here before that if I'm so focused or even kind of, I call it a pity party. I hope it doesn't offend anybody because I'll hear my words just like, and I'm not enjoying right where I'm at, and I'm not asking God, okay, what are you saying in this moment? Where where are you? What are you saying? What do you want me to do? Rest. Okay, that's a bit hard instruction for me to rest. If I'm just being real, rest is a hard instruction for me. Um, yeah, that is just a challenging one for me. Or be still and know that I am God. I know all these things are very important, but some of them I really have to make an intentional decision. I don't know. Does anybody else have to make an intentional decision to be still? And I'm not saying take a nap. I'm saying though sometimes resting in the moment that you're in, um, enjoying it, whatever it is. Like I can tell you things that anybody could probably enjoy, unless you're lactose intolerant. If you go have a nice old ice cream sundae, you're gonna probably enjoy it. But if I'm asking you to go out in the heat of the day and mow all the lawns, that might not be something that everybody would think is enjoyable. But you know what? I have lawns to mow. We're not in drought. My grass is not brown. I live in a house. I live on some property. These are all amazing things. I could be like, hey, I really wish that you know, for years, I've always worked in an office and, there was a dress code. I wish I could show you, but I've got my kind of long jean shorts on right now. And I was like, you know what? This is awesome. Now my legs are a little white, but but I never could even wear jeans to work. So, enjoying that moment, looking at my calendar and going, oh, wow, okay, these things look different than they've looked before. Or going, okay, cool, God, what do you want me to do? All right, you want me to just get in here. You want me to have my coffee. You want me to enjoy and watch my friends as they launched Friday Fire. That's why I'm going to go a little later because my friend Vera and Cynthia are doing a thing called Friday Fire with the Women with a Voice on Rumble, and I want to support them. So I thought, you know what? I used to have a client appointment at 10 a.m. I don't have it right now. I don't know when I'm going to have it. So sometimes we have to just be willing to be flexible in the moment. Back there, those and the gift boxes and that little thing there is all the people that won gifts. And guess what? My husband was trying to come in here and print something and he thought it was a bunch of papers, and so they're all out of order now. I don't know who has what. Was trying with the Christmas in July and even last week to get them all there. But guess what? You know what I did? I parked it right there, knowing, okay, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Um, I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm wondering, I was hustle and bustle. I was get it done. I would really focus on the fact that I did what I didn't get done on my to-do list, and it didn't bring me life. So I'm wondering if there's anything in this season you're walking in this place that you're in, that you are feeling like maybe something is not giving you life. How do you know that? Because you kind of, even as it comes out of your mouth or for the day, we don't realize sometimes how we speak things over ourselves. Oh, here we go again, another day, another crazy day. I'll never make all my things. Well, that is definitely not speaking life over yourself. So I'm just curious, is there anything that God wants you to do or not do? Anything He maybe wants you to take off your plate or focus towards? I might have to put my glasses on here. Let's see. Okay. So, um, oh my gosh, I keep getting restricted on a regular basis. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm inviting people. I'm the admin of this group, and I keep getting restricted. Um, yay, yay, yay. All right. Well, this was lovely. There you go, guys. Life happens. It's like, and sometimes I'm just going to be real. I have moments where I may not say it out of my mouth, but it definitely comes in my mind, and I don't take that thought captive fast enough, which is, why do I try? Why do I try? Does anybody ever have that feeling? All right. So what do we have going on here? We've got F. Do ya? Does anybody? Hi, William. So what is William saying here? You said focusing in divine direction. The enemy would throw up diversity tactics. Yep. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I think somebody said, no, I'm feeling in the waiting room. Okay. I think, yeah. So here's William. Um, yeah, I think that this is real, and I just wanted to have this conversation with you all. Because I think that these things, when you're in, especially in between something that you're standing for, something, we always are going to have the present and the future. There's the past. We're living right in the moment of the present and the future. We want to reflect on the past. God shows us in many places it's important to reflect on the past. Yeah, it's important to reflect on the past. Um, but we don't want to live in the past, right? Can you give me any example that maybe you've even been aware of yourself where you might live in the past? Because I think that this is something, especially if you're in the waiting for something, that it's really important to live in the present and not live in the past of the good old days. I wish it would go back to that. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but I've done that um, a lot. So the good old days. When you're in the waiting, when you're waiting for something, it is tempting to go back. It is tempting to live in that, like whatever it is. If it was something that didn't go right, yep, that's exactly what. Instead of focusing your eyes on the future, focusing your eyes on the promises that God has given you. You know, He gave a rainbow showing His promises to Noah. Where are the signs and wonders that you're going to look at in the present, that you're going to be reminded of God's amazingness, of all the things God is doing? You know, sometimes when a good sign, when you're either in a place of kind of offense, like, God, why aren't you moving me where I think I'm supposed to go? Why aren't you doing what I think is supposed to happen? We may not be loving when we're seeing other people moving into something. And I'm just going to be real with you. Um, this has happened to me. I honestly, it still flows in there. It still comes in there. And yeah, I just had it happen last night. So it doesn't mean that I'm immune for from this. I'm not immune from it. And I know sometimes I hear from people going, well, you know, one of these days I'll get where you are. That is not positive words that you're speaking over yourself, my friends. Um, yeah. So the topic today is, what do you do in the waiting? What do you do in the waiting? So I'm just curious. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on here because I'm trying to read all of your comments. Let's see here. William said, yeah, yeah. Okay. I lived in the what if land for a while, but I lost my visa. Oh my gosh, that is so good, William. I love it. I can't go there anymore. Yes, that is so good. I think that while we're in the waiting, we sometimes the Lord is he can't he is preparing us for where we're going. Like right now in my area, the football teams are all practicing. I'm noticing even the professional football teams, they're having their big practices. They're out in the hot weather. They don't have games yet, but they're getting ready. And what do they normally do? They normally do some kind of form of double days, some kind of form of camps, things that are super intense, right? To prepare them to build their endurance, to build their perseverance, to build how do you overcome when you keep getting, if you're on the front line of a football team and you're in the defense and the offense just keeps knocking you over, or the defense keeps knocking you over with the team that you're playing, and every single play that you had is not working. How in your live in the game, how do you come over this? It's from practice. It's from doing it in practice. That is what we have to know, that the in between is the most powerful time, because if you don't allow yourself to rest, maybe, and you're putting too much pressure on yourself. I've had this happen so many times that now, even though I still have the thoughts of, you didn't get this done, Jody, you didn't do this, Jody, yeah, do you see the actual result right now? But I'm not gonna. I take those things captive, and I kick them out. I like what I love what William said is, I lost my visa. I lost my pass to those things, because God is always preparing us for the next thing. And, it's just like if you are going to go camping or you're going to go somewhere, like even anytime I go anywhere, I typically pack a whole lot. And I do, because the times that I didn't have something, like if we're riding on back of the motorcycle and I didn't pack my leather jacket or my gloves, and it might be 105 where I'm at. This has happened a lot. Um, I'm going to be so cold and it's going to be so uncomfortable. So I learned my lesson when these things hadn't happen, that now I make sure that I pack them, right? So in the in between is a powerful time. He's preparing us. And I really feel in this season right now, and Tina kind of shared it, is we also have to just be at his feet, taking time. I saw Deborah Thurman shared that she um, actually was out walking and just praying in her prayer language and practicing it. And I think that we have to do these practices. Like, isn't it funny that that's what we talked about? Practice. I think that if we don't practice, how are we ever going to make it a habit? How are we ever going to make it so natural that when we're in the midst of it, I'm immediately reminded of all of the armor of God we have, that I can pull the sword, that I can put the shield. Do I know when I need to put the shield of faith up? Do I know when I need to use the sword of truth to cut through and release the truth in the midst of my thoughts? Do I know these things? So the only way is I have to practice. I have to fall down and get back up again. I have to fall down and get back up again. Like, this is what life is. But if we get discouraged, if we go back to the what ifs or the good old days. So it's normally what if or the good old days. Well, what if I do this and nothing happens? I just have to tell you that if you're doing something, God uses it all. Sometimes we put these boxes and limits around what we think is productive, what we need to see as results. Sometimes 10 years later, you look back and go, whoa. It's the most ultimate compliment when somebody says they see something different in you. Let's see here. What is this person saying? They are saying, yes, good to know the timing of when to leave something and when to stay and persevere. And you know what? I think that we can have both going on. And that's what I've really been sitting with the Lord. So, like, when I'm noticing something's not moving forward, I'm like, okay, is there some things? So that is one of the things in the in between. There might be mindsets. Like, I'm not saying just people, but I do think that we've got some big shifts going on of seasons where people were all together in certain places, and God is moving strategically right now. So you might be experiencing this. Um, and I don't know if you're like me, but I am this really loyal person. And sometimes I have to just take it to God and be like, okay, um, because sometimes God puts me on assignment. I sometimes don't always hear him when it's over. And sometimes what it looks like is is in transition, is the grace falls off of it. Like, the person always responded, we always saw eye to eye, and then all of a sudden it's just not. And so sometimes I'll beat my head against the wall, and then other times I catch it and I'm like, okay, God, what are you saying? How can I be kind? How can I still be loving? But, like, I don't need to say, hey, you're not going to hear from me anymore, because God's got things going on with them too. That's bitterness. That's offense. I don't want to hold that in my heart if I can catch it. When I catch it, when I hear it come out, I need to forgive that person. I know we talk about like the big things of forgiveness, the big events, but I'm just going to tell you that the little offense, expectations of how somebody was supposed to respond is the biggest thing that gets me over and over. Let's see here. What else do we have? You have to go. We'll try to catch the replay. Yes. So that is kind of the topic today. And I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of homework. And I'd love for you to come back in here. But what if you're in the in between? What are you doing? What is God training you up? It's training. Like we can call it football practice, right? But it's training. They're training. They've got the old guys, the old people that have been, like I think of the seniors. They've been on the team for a senior in high school. They've been on the team freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So they carried something that they could prepare the next group for. Then you got the good old freshmen that are coming in and they're brand new, right? They're like, so you might be in the waiting, but you might be able to give some wisdom to somebody else. You might be able to do things and ask the Lord, what is He asking you to do right now to prepare for where He's taking? What is He asking you to do right now? Because I think it's really easy when you go to like a basketball practices or like the whole double days in football. It's really easy to know that you're training. But I think in life in general, when things kind of take a stay, they're just not moving, we sometimes, I'm saying me, I'll just own it. Maybe you all haven't experienced this, and I'm sharing it with you. If you haven't experienced these things, so me, what I sometimes do is I either will, let's say that somebody ends up doing something and I wasn't included or invited. I don't always, but I'm really, really working on being aware when that might come up. And that's what I was saying earlier. I celebrate it because guess what? God is bigger than all of the things. If He wanted me there, He would have me there. I can't be everywhere. I need to champion all kinds of people that are stepping out and doing what God is asking them to do on a regular basis. But that fear of missing out for me is a real thing that, oh my gosh, it will either be fear of missing out or what did I do? Why aren't I included? Am I not good enough? That whole thing. Well, when the heck is my turn going to be? So, you know what I do? If that comes in even a little bit, pause is a really powerful thing. You might be reading your emails, your feeds, and you hear about stuff, and a little offense can come in like, oh, I didn't even know about that. Okay, well, I guess I'm just not part of that anymore. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. But these are things that are real. And I think that they're sometimes enhanced more when you feel kind of in the in between. But we don't want to go jump on, if you're a basketball player, yeah, there's some things that you can learn in football, but you're probably going to go to basketball camp. You're not going to be like, oh, they're having all this football practice and I'm so upset. My friends didn't invite me. Well, they didn't invite you because you're not on the football team. That's not your season. You're on the basketball team. You need to be doing other things, right? So I think that sometimes in seasons, we forget that we need to stay in the lane and where God's moving us. And it could be we're shifting lanes. And that sometimes doesn't always feel great because I think of this. If I'm running with the same people and all of a sudden I'm either getting off and off ramp and shifting lanes. I'm moving. I'm used to seeing them. Now I get off the off ramp. Oh my gosh, they're ahead of me. I'm going to miss out, right? Like if I'm on a highway, that would be my thought. I'm not going to be able to find them anymore. But those are just lies. Those are just lies. And I'm going to tell you that these are the little things that will mess you up. These are the little things that will get you off track. These are the little things that you're going to still get where you're going, probably, but you're going to be stressed, not feeling good, and you're probably going to bring along with you some bitterness and resentment and offense. And this is not going to be the best for you. So when I say, what are you leaving behind? You might need to leave behind people, meaning, okay, I'm noticing that I'm not saying kick them out of your life. Please hear me. But I have noticed now, almost being 52, that there are seasons with people, and I've done it good and I've done it bad. I've done both. Where I'll see them again. They might not even know it, but I'm just like, yeah. And I've talked about them, which is not good either. So if you find yourself starting to talk about somebody else, or yeah, they didn't include me, and you're not able to say it in a way like, no, I wasn't. Where'd they go? What'd they do? Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for them. And be legitimately in your heart that way, not like a mask, like, oh, that's wonderful. And in your head, you're thinking, they didn't even include me. I'm just saying, maybe I'm the only one here. I'm not hearing anybody else really. Yes, Amy, the little foxes. The little foxes. I'm just really feeling like God is saying that these things are um, real. Hello. Hey, hey. Um, And I have it happen. I have it happen on here. I have people that are following for a while. They're not on for a while. I have it happen everywhere. And so I have to be aware. And one of the biggest ways to just kick that is to recognize it, call it out for what it is, kick it out, take the thought captive, take the lie captive, say what the truth is. And then what's the action step he wants you to do? A lot of times for me, some people may never know this, but everyone says to me, Jody, you're the biggest champion. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not saying always, but there are times where I hear of a change, a shift, something that I'm not included in. And my instinct is to either send them up, oh, well, wasn't that nice? Um, okay, well, I haven't heard from you at all. Obviously, you're planning with somebody else. Not a nice attitude at all. Not an ambassador of hope. So, you know what I do? I pause. Until then, I can ask God what He wants me to do. And so many of the times, I started to realize that I'm like, wow, we are better together. And I need to kick out my stinking thinking. And until I can do that, until I can champion them, until I can say, I am so excited for you. How can I pray for you? Until I can get the Father's heart and even release something of encouragement to them, give them a scripture of encouragement, whatever that is, then that means that I need to go take a pause with God. That means that I probably need to not just go try to self-soothe myself and get distracted and go do something else. He's bringing something up. That's what I'm talking about, the in-between, the waiting. He's using it all to refine you if you will allow him. Those little feelings that you get, the little things that then you're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to go do this instead, because you're distracting yourself, because God is trying to bring something up. He wants to deal with it. He's like, hey, I've cleared your plate. Like a perfect example is COVID. There's a lot of things that happened during that time that God dealt with or didn't deal with. I mean, there's sadly a lot of divorces I've seen through all of this, and But these things, he wants to deal with us. So sometimes he might slow things down because he's like, okay, I can't promote or elevate or move you to this next level until we get this obstacle done, until you conquer it, until we get this out of you, because it can't come with you where I'm taking you. And I really believe that a lot of us are in a place where he's using everything, and we may not be stepping in to the timing of what we felt like we should be stepping into. But let's pay attention to the little foxes, like Amy said. Let's pay attention to our thoughts. Let's pay attention and be real. If you're down, what's going on here? Why am I? I had a friend reach out to me, and he shares something. I'm like, yes, that is the exact words that I'm experiencing. And he said it in such a positive way that it made me realize that I actually had been partnering with a little bit of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. Um, and I shifted my thoughts, and I was like, yeah, exactly. God, sometimes we get so stuck with wanting to have things the same way forever, but it really is an area that maybe God's wanting to bring some freedom and release of. Maybe you've been trying to control things yourself a lot. I was a queen of control. Yes, the gift of surrender. So I am going to have to run here. We were on for a little over 41 minutes. If you guys aren't joining Camp Gambini community, I've been streaming into all my groups because I just felt like this is really a podcast. Normally Camp Gambini gets to watch it live, and then we move it for other people later. But I just really felt like the last few ones that the Lord's been wanting me to put it on all of my pages and all my places. So that's what I'm doing. But we will be doing some more fun things inside Camp Gambini. Sometimes I bring some special guests in there. Sometimes we run some challenges that if you don't want to be VIP, you get to join in there. So there will be some things coming for August. But you know what? My August has not happened the way that I wanted. I thought I was going to launch that financial class on the 8th. Guys, it's not happened. There's been some things but listen to the little things, because I didn't really like this answer, which when I was in mid-July, late July, I had another friend of mine. She goes, because I was saying I'm feeling like 8:8 or 8:18. They said they gave me a scripture for 8:18 that actually matched what I was doing, and I just thought, oh, okay. Because you know why? I didn't like the answer that would mean I'm not going to do it till then. That would mean the next thing that God's telling me to do, it may not happen till the end of August. That seemed way too far. Like I thought, no, God, I don't like that answer. But God has a way of bending time. He has a way of taking what the locust has stolen. And when it happens, you don't even sometimes remember all of that. So capture this now. So in the midst of this is the time to be writing in your journal. This is the time to be capturing these things, because when you're in the midst of the new thing and the next thing, you're going to be running and taking territory and doing all the things that you may forget about it. So this is a perfect time to be writing those things that you're experiencing. You don't never know what God is going to grab from the tool belt. So Lord, we just bless every person that is on here listening later. If they feel like they're in the waiting, God, I thank you right now that you want to show them what you want them to do in this midst. What are the things that they're in training for right now? They might feel like they're waiting, but you're training them. You're making the pressure, Lord, to where they're like, I don't really like how that feels. And now is the moment you want to pull that out. Like a big old root, a big old weed with roots that are so deep that you got to go slow and pull every single part of that weed and root out so the weed won't grow back again, God. I believe that you're doing some weeding in our lives right now so that we don't have the same weed come back, the same habit come back, the same pattern come back, Lord. You're wanting to shift our patterns right now, Lord. Shift to move us into the next thing, Lord. So show every single person that's on right now what that is. We just send hope right now. We send your love and your joy right now, God, and we just send contentment to sit in what you're doing in the training, like those football players that do the double days on 105-degree weather and they barely can get through. But in October, when it's raining and it's cold and they're on the field and they're in the playoffs, those things are going to kick through. Those things that you were training because they did it. They got back up again. They drank their water. They got back up again. They got back up again. Lord, so I thank you to show people, what are you training them for? Give them a little glimpse of the training. For the football player, they know they're training for the games. They know they've got a goal to win the championship, God. But what is that for us, Lord? I thank you that you're showing us even as I'm speaking it, God, in your mighty name. Amen. I really felt like God is giving you guys some downloads. So take a minute. Let's see what Amy says here. We are all in the waiting somewhere. Yes, I think that's the bottom line. We don't like the waiting, but the waiting is the most important part. Wouldn't call it waiting. I call it preparation. We're being prepared for the next thing. But it's our orphan mindset that we're going to be left out, that it's never going to happen for us. And that could be the weed that God needs to pull out of your life. So let me know. If you're watching later, please say hello. Blessings to you all. And I will see you on Monday for Motivational Monday, noon Pacific Standard Time. Bye.